Hey, this is Notser, and this is the Tier 4 Japanese carrier, Hosho. It has 3 squadrons with 4 aircraft each. I've got 1 fighter squadron and 2 torpedo squadrons. It has 4 secondary guns, 12 AA guns, a top speed of 25.4 knots, total health 31,800. For my modules, I have 10% increase effectiveness on my fighters, and for my commander, I have basic survivability, floods, fires, crit damage will be repaired quicker. For my Tier 2, faster torpedo rearm, and for my Tier 3, increase fighter effectiveness. And it kind of allows you to attack fighter squadrons that are higher tier. They put it in the game after closed beta. I haven't had a chance to really see it in effectiveness, but generally as a carrier, clearly you need to protect your torpedo bombers, your dive bombers, and if you're going up against a higher tier carrier, in the past it was no contest. You needed to basically just avoid contact with them. But we take out his fighters and we see a nice juicy target. This Kuma has run aground. We use a manual drop on him, very conservative manual drop. Could have moved it in much closer, but we still land quite a few torpedoes because he's backing up slowly. I just imagine like these ships beeping to warn everyone they're backing up, because you know, as a carrier your eyes light up and we catch them up, we get them with floods, and I'm feeling real good. First strike, complete success. And I try and send my fighters to re-engage with these torpedo, and I'm worried about my battleships. They could be attacked. Wait a minute. And then I have the realization that he is not attacking anyone. He's going straight for me. So we go into a closer third-person view, the standard ship third-person view. It's access with Z, or at least I do that with Z or Z. And I'm just dodging. Oh! First set, we're able to turn, we're able to maneuver, and we slide ourselves right in between both torpedo attacks. Now, he's got like a wide cone. That tells me it was an automatic drop. For the Japanese aircraft carrier, they've really nerfed manual drop a lot, and they've basically made it 4 parallel torpedo whenever the squadron drops, versus the cone, which what it used to be. It used to be a cone, and if you dropped it real close to the hull of an enemy with manual drop, you can land all your torpedoes. It was crazy overpowered. When you ran into a really good aircraft carrier captain, 6, 7 kills easy with the late tier. It was just so strong. And they pulled it back a little bit. It's a little bit more reasonable, but I would say manual drop is still very strong. And you will see the strength in this game. This game is pretty insane on how successful my torpedoes are. They usually are not this successful for me. Usually, I get into a scenario where I have an enemy that's maneuvering constantly, and when I get a successful drop, he's able to dodge it barely. But our torpedo fighters have rearmed. We're just looking for a interesting target, an easy target. And destroyers are not an easy target, so I usually try and avoid attacking them. There are much bigger, healthier targets that my damage will be more useful on. Aircraft carriers, battleships, slow cruisers, and there's a lot of juicy targets everywhere. They're all spread out just enough that their AA can't really cover each other. And we're just trying to decide, who do we want to go after? Who do we want to go after? And we got the St. Louis. Probably the slowest cruiser in the game. And he has no AA, conveniently. And we just set up a manual drop in the direction he was headed. He can't really maneuver because he's a St. Louis. And we land three torpedoes. We're going to land a fourth. Fourth is going to land on that battleship, and we cause flooding on both of those ships. So they'll have to use damage control. If they don't use damage control, that's going to be a lot of flood damage for me. And my allies kill off that enemy destroyer, but not before he drops a crazy torpedo attack. Look at these ships, are all bunched up. And unfortunately, the low health battleship gets wiped out, but his body blocks any torpedoes that might hurt other ships. So even in death, you have served your team well. And of course, the enemy aircraft carrier sends his torpedoes my way again. I'm going to use my fighters to defend, and I'm going full speed to maneuver. And I am worried about an attack. Yep, here it is. He drops it, and if I would have continued full speed, I probably would have dodged this last torpedo. But he lands it. I hold off damage control until I see the enemy and their attack path. And I'm like, where? What? Okay. Something went wrong there. But second one misses completely. Use damage control. And we're able to kill off a pretty sizable chunk of the torpedo bombers. And our own torpedo bombers I have reloaded. I'm like, whoa, battleship, chill out. Gonna head south. Not for the winter this time, just to avoid shots. And he is a target I would like to kill. How dare you attack me? There's so many enemies for you to attack, and you attack me? How dare you? You're gonna get the retribution that you deserve, sir. And we're gonna definitely use manual drop. He is sailing in a scenario where he doesn't really have the maneuverability to avoid this. And we're gonna get 2 on the first one. 2 floods. He's got to hold damage control if it's available. And we land the third one. Doesn't cause flooding. And he's ticking down, so perhaps he doesn't have damage control up. Yeah, he's gonna die to my flood. It'll be awesome. This will be 2 kills. Yes. And we take out that guy who was attacking us. I don't believe anyone has line of sight on us. I see that a destroyer is going against a battleship in Torpedo Alley. This is like crazy shit. I'm like, what? Torpedoes? Why would you sail into that? Whatever. He's alive. Looks like everyone's dead. He must know more than me. I know if I was a destroyer, he would be dead. No contest. Use those islands to line of sight. Torpedo him. Oh yeah, it would have been spectacular. But we're in our aircraft carrier. And we are hunting for the enemy aircraft carrier and his torpedo bombers. Now you see, that is an automatic drop. Most of this game I've been using manual. You can see the amount of time and distance that they have to react. So automatic is really not as effective if you can have a accurate manual drop. Now manual drops obviously require more precision on your part, and they require knowledge of the enemy's tendencies. So it's a developed skill, but it needs to be learned. Makes you a better carrier captain. And I see that these torpedo bombers are going for this battleship, and the battleships are right up against this island or coastal part of the map, and they have to go through the battleship and get on the other side of him to even attempt an attack. And we are able to kill that torpedo, and we're trying to engage before he has a chance to attack, but he sends it out probably just before the fighter debuff when a torpedo bomber or a dive bomber is under attack from defensive fire. or fighter squadrons, they get kind of an accuracy debuff. And we take out that enemy ship before he's able to get in range and maybe torpedo that battleship. So we're able to successfully keep that guy alive. And we're trying to kill off this last fighter before he gets to the aircraft carrier. We're very low on ammo, and we just run out of ammo before he's able to die. The little indicator, if you guys look close, if it's empty, that means they have no armaments. If it's full of torpedoes, a bomb, or ammo, then that means they're available to attack. And they'll automatically return. And sometimes you don't want to automatically return. Like if you have them attacking the enemy carrier and it's kind of near the beginning of the game, you don't want them flying over a bunch of high-tier US cruisers because they will die quickly. And that was a nice shot. My friend was like, "Man, I'm low." And he's able to take him out in the middle in his battleship. So, still alive, but 3 enemy ships left. 2 of them battleships. So those are big, juicy targets for my aircraft carrier. And this is pretty low tier, so they don't have the AA coverage of some battleships at high tier. I'm looking at you, North Carolina. In North Carolina, I got a video where I killed like 70 aircraft. Just insane AA. They've actually nerfed it since that game, but it is an extreme change from low tier to high tier when fighting aircraft carriers. The amount of fighters, bombers, torpedo that you find in high tier is insane. We got these 2 battleships, they're sailing pretty close to each other. And the friendly cruisers' torpedoes are going to make them come together even closer because one of the battleships has to maneuver out of the way. And we're going to try and torpedo bomb these guys. A lone torpedo bomber. The chance of the team rests on his shoulders. And he sends out a torpedo. Oh! And it hits with my friend, and my friend dies in a combination of that and the battleship. So, yeah, this guy with a single torpedo bomber is doing pretty good. But these 2 battleships, man, they're working against each other here. Manual drop on both of them. We land 2 on the front one. And then we land 2 more on him. And we land a 3rd on the back one. We get high caliber. We kill off the front one. His dead body is just sitting in the middle. And now the back one's flooding, and we earn Confederate off of that. And we take out the scout plane. Scout plane for the battleship provides a range increase, and it also allows you to attack more effectively over obstacles. So it's a good target to take out if you get a chance. So just recalling our torpedo bombers, trying to move up closer to the front. Closer the carrier is to the front, the faster they will rearm and be able to send them out. And we find the enemy aircraft carrier. That sneaky Japanese aircraft carrier has maneuvered, and he's headed north. And I'm thinking in myself, are they gonna kill that guy? Or will I have a chance to kill him? They seem to be landing shots very close to him, but he has that island that he can use to avoid it. So I figure, I'll send him, and I'll just use one of my squadrons to take him out. Eventually. Yep, there you go. Alright. Just need 1 torpedo. Doesn't need to be fancy. Just 1 torpedo. And we have a clear, easy run. He's not going to have a chance to maneuver. We're just getting into range. And We've released it too close. Dope. And he's able to maneuver into it. The unactivated torpedo bounces harmlessly off the hull, and an ally finishes him off when we had an easy kill. And we got our fighters. We're trying to kill this torpedo bomber before he gets a torpedo off on the friendly cruiser. And we're just like, yeah, we'll kill him. It's no big deal. He'll be dead. There's no way he could possibly... Wait, it's still alive? Oh, we killed him. It's okay. What? He dropped? That was a crazy torpedo bomber. He's able to survive. My fighters attacking him have an accurate torpedo and kill the enemy cruiser. And we're just going to be like, take these. 2 torpedoes contact the enemy carrier. One of them causes flooding. And we're just like, okay. We gotta send out our last set. This might be it. Because if I don't kill him, an ally will probably kill him. Okay, we've got 4 kills. Confederate, high caliber. This was a crazy carrier game for me. I usually don't do well in carriers. They're very frustrating for me. I do like RTS games, and this is very much like an RTS game. But you're at a pulled back perspective. You've got to deal with ships and players maneuvering from a very close third person, whereas you've got to feel comfortable with manual drop. You've got to have an idea of the speed and the maneuverability of the ships to really take full advantage of their weakness. And he's killed off one of our torpedo bombers, but this should be it. And we finish off that aircraft carrier. We win the game. 5 glorious kills. 19 torpedo hits. We finish off the sky in flames, which is nice. This has to be like the highest scoring carrier game I've ever had. Like, period. It's just complete domination. 22-24. The next highest is 1055. Just, yeah. We're able to do 108,000 points of torpedo damage and another 30,000 flood damage. Oh, glorious. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing a carry game on this aircraft carrier. I hope you have a great day, and I'll catch you guys next time.